It's time for the Martin Houston Show with Martin, Xavier, and Simeon. Martin is a national championship fullback from the 1992 Alabama Crimson Tide, known for his bruising runs and devastating blocks. Now he's bulldozing through sports talk with that same championship intensity. Joining him is his son, Xavier, a savant of football knowledge and statistical insight. He's your go-to source for the latest recruiting news and insider updates from across the Bama Nation. And Simeon, the thinker and contemplator, bringing you insight and knowledge that is logical, thoughtful, and on point. Together, they deliver fair and balanced analysis from an insider's perspective with real conversations where the callers, the listeners, and the online maniacs get in on the action by sharing their thoughts, their comment, and their reaction. Join our online maniacs at facebook.com/The Martin Houston Show. You're listening to Tide 100.9 and 1230 WTBC. It's time for kickoff. So buckle up and get ready, because this is the sound of Bama sports. The Martin Houston Show with Martin, Xavier, and Simeon is live. Roll, Tide, roll!
Roll, Tide, roll. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier and Simeon. We're glad to have you on and up and Adam with us. Welcome in, welcome in. Remember that you can always get in on the conversation at 205-342-9904, 205-342-9904. That is the hotline, and of course, you can always get in if you join us on the live stream. You can join us there via chat. We'll work your thoughts, comments, and reactions into the conversation. It's been a heated pre-show meeting, yelling and screaming back and forth. So we'll bring y'all in on that conversation. We're going to talk about Clinton Dick's statement about production. And was he right, wrong? Was it premature? Is he judging correctly? And at this point, does it help or hurt Alabama? Is Jordan Renaud in the portal because of Clinton Dick's comment? Look at the tape, look at the numbers, look at whatever. If you look at some of the guys, if you look at numbers and you look at the tape, do they say the same thing? Do they communicate the same effectiveness? Are you judging today's Bama athletes versus the Nick Saban era? You have to ask yourself, do numbers tell the whole story? And which number matters most? 3+ or 20 or 15? And I'll tell you what I mean by the 3+. It doesn't matter if you have 20 sacks, or does it matter more if you have 3 years of college experience going into a fourth year? Could that be your breakout year? Even though you don't have production, but you have experience. Would you rather have a guy that has the potential? Would you rather have a guy who has potential and experience? Or would you rather have a guy who has production experience and potential? Kind of an easy answer. Does Alabama have any guys that fall into one of those three categories? And how you feeling about the Tide? So we'll talk about it. Oh, yeah, Bama played basketball last night. Started off slow, ended up fast. So we'll talk about it, break it down. Remember that this is the day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. It's going to be a fun show, so we're going to invite you once again to get in on the conversation. And we'll end today's program with an encouraging word from Scotty Holland, the Executive Director of Blueprint Ministries. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Good morning. Doing well.
Doing good.
All right. I guess the question is, we're going to go ahead and start on this Clinton Dick's potential. Sam, I guess I'll let you throw that grenade out there again that you threw out in
it seemed to have ruffled some feathers. But no, all I was saying is the guys that Alabama are losing and the guys that Alabama are bringing in seem to be the same type of player. No production, all potential. I mean, how many of the guys that Alabama's brought in, especially on the defensive line, I mean, and offensive line, really, how many of those guys say, well, yeah, that guy had 10 sacks and, 50 tackles last year. These guys are redshirt freshmen or freshmen, redshirt sophomores that have little to no experience whatsoever. So, like you said, is it better to get a guy that is a freshman with no experience or a redshirt junior that has no playing experience? So,
Yeah, and you asked, what's the thoughts of Jordan Renaud now hitting the portal? Is that a plus or minus to your roster, X?
In my honest opinion, I mean, in 29 career games, he has half a career sack, and he redshirted his first year. Then he's played the last 2 years, and he plays the bandit position. In Alabama's defense, in the scheme that Kane Womack wants to run, he doesn't like to blitz a lot, but he wants to be able to get pressure from his wolf position and his bandit position. Those are the two positions that are supposed to be able to get pressure on the quarterback, get the quarterback on the ground. And honestly, you've only gotten production from those two positions over the last 2 years from two players. And that's been Yanze Pierre and LT Overton. Yanze's back. LT has graduated. LT's going to the NFL. LT had 5 sacks this year, missed a couple games. Yanze didn't start the year, had 8 sacks. When you look at the production behind them, as far as getting pressure, there hasn't been a lot of it, if any. So
let me ask you a question. After 2 years of playing, how much production did Quinnen Williams have?
Quinnen Williams redshirted, was a backup as a redshirt freshman.
Okay.
And then as a
how much production did he have after that?
His redshirt sophomore year, he had
after backing up, after redshirting 1 year, and after playing sparingly, how much production did he have?
I don't know.
So look at the tape. Remember, it's a different era. So if he was in this era, was he even on the team to be a first-round draft pick?
After his freshman year, his redshirt freshman year, he had 20 tackles and 2 sacks.
So after that, is he gone?
In this era, probably not.
Probably. Because he knew what he was. We didn't. He was all potential coming into his 3rd year, is my point.
Mm-hmm.
He was all potential.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you keep him? He doesn't have any production.
He had production in limited playing time. You
could see potential. That's what my point is. And I'm not saying that these guys are going to be great. I'm just saying that you don't know the guys we're bringing in. They don't even know your system.
Mm-hmm.
And you have guys who know your system. And I'm telling you, we always say this. Is it fair? Our running game was bad this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. But is it fair if this offensive line was as good as Nick Saban's best offensive line?
Mm-hmm.
We would still have half the rushing yards we had under Nick Saban.
Sure.
So people would look at the stats and go, well, I mean, you run when I was playing, we ran 60 plays. Then it got to a point where there were teams running 70, 75 plays. That equals more. And now, who knows what you're going to get? One game you go in and you get 50. Next game you go in and you get 65. One time you get 80. And we're still trying to look at stats and say, well, this guy isn't playing. What if my job isn't to get sacks? Tell me where Kane Womack, when you watch our defense, Xavier, because you said James Smith was not a productive player for Alabama because of 3.5 sacks. Tell me when you have three defensive linemen, one being a what, the bandit or whatever, I think, right?
Bandit was LT's position,
right? So you have technically two defensive linemen, a defensive end, and an outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Who's consuming the block so that the linebacker Simeon can make plays?
Those defensive tackles, nose guards.
I mean, so we don't you can't. It would be unfair to go back and look at my film and say, well, Martin wasn't really productive in the pass game. I played in every game of my career and only had 19 receptions. Only had 19 receptions and played in every single game for 4 years. So you could look and say he wasn't a very good receiver. I only had the ball thrown to me. Had the ball thrown to me 19 times. I caught 17 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you could say I wasn't a very productive receiving fullback. If you just look at a stat. And that's what we're doing to these guys. That's what we're doing to some of these guys when they leave. Nobody was complaining about James Smith production this year.
I wasn't a fan of him, but that's me.
A fan of his attitude. He would do some stupid stuff. But he was one of the nastiest guys. He was one of them guys with the tattoo.
He had one.
He was one of them. He was one of them that we talked about that we need some good guys and some bad guys. James Smith bought some of that bad guy stuff. Who we got now that's going to replace that attitude?
Nobody.
I'm waiting. Because it's not always just a number. And that's where in my opinion, that's where Ha was wrong. He was saying look at the film to see stats. That's the way fans watch games. That's not how guys like Signetti watch a game. Signetti would look at Alabama and go, okay, my defensive lineman needs to be able to occupy 2 blocks. I don't care if he ever makes a tackle. Because I want my linebacker scraping to get to the ball. Look at how many times Indiana sacrifices their defensive linemen. They sacrifice some of those guys, meaning that they'll have a guy run a loop and hit the other guy so that somebody goes free.
All right.
I'm waiting.
What, the nastiness or what? What are you asking for? Because you brought up Quentin Williams, who played with an edge and had production at a younger age than we're talking about the guys now.
But how many Quentin Williams has there been in general?
But my point is Quentin Williams didn't do it to his 3rd year on campus.
And the 2 guys we're talking about.
Do what?
And the two guys that we talked about, what years were they in this past year?
3rd and 4th. But that's my point. My point, though, Xavier, is we're trying to say James Smith wasn't productive after he leaves. We weren't saying that at the end of the year. We would not be saying we need to get rid of James Smith.
No, I would say if James Smith was still on this team, I'd be saying I need more production out of him.
More? Well, who don't you need more out of?
What do you mean? the point was being made. He wasn't as productive when we come to talk about Alabama defensive linemen, and we can go through different eras and times, and you can go, man,
Deshaun Hand,
huh?
Deshaun Hand, Jonathan Allen. None of those guys the year before they broke out were productive.
What is your definition of productive then?
You do not expect a guy with 2 tackles to come back his 3rd year and be a first-round draft pick.
Who had 2 tackles their 2nd year?
Tackles.
Quentin Williams had 2 sacks.
As a redshirt freshman, his first time on the field.
My point, though, Xavier, is he was still all potential. And what's his name said that's not you don't look at that and go, okay. In the transfer portal era, okay, let's ask it this way. If you were to look at it, transfer portal era, Quentin Williams has 2 sacks. 2 sacks. And you were getting ready to go into this season. You would be in the portal looking for a guy who has more sacks, more production, and is older. What we're doing right now is we're losing a James Smith who has played SEC football for how many years? 4. And we're replacing them with guys who a 7th-year guy. We replaced him with a 7th-year
Who did Quentin Williams back up as a redshirt freshman?
I don't know.
Raekwon Davis. How many sacks did Raekwon Davis have the year before?
I don't
or
know.
have that year?
Okay, but Xavier, if you look at stats, what did A.J. McCarron have compared to Bryce Young? That's my point, is we're trying to compare stats to different eras and not looking at film. James Smith and this team doesn't try to get sacks. Why did Indiana run up and down the field? Why did Oklahoma do us in the first half? Because we were playing zone and had 4 guys rushing. It's scheme. It's not that these guys can't just play.
And I wasn't even talking about James Smith. We've made this conversation about James Smith. That was never my point about James Smith. My point was about Jordan Renaud, who plays the bandit position, the position that is supposed to be one of the positions that gets pressure and sacks on the quarterback in Kane Womack's defense, and he doesn't.
He was the 3rd team.
No, he wasn't. At the start of the year, he was not the 3rd team guy. He was the 2nd team guy. He got passed up because he wasn't producing.
How much?
Keon Keeley passed him up because he wasn't producing.
Keon Keeley passed him up because Keon Keeley got better. Not because Renaud played bad. He just got better. You had a guy that was a 5-star top player at his position that matured and got better. And that guy's in the portal.
And produced.
Well, he produced. So now we were talking about how Clinton did stuff, right, Simeon?
Yeah.
The guy you just said, Keon Keeley produced in. He's gone. Who did we replace him with? That's my point. We're replacing guys that know the system, that played in the system, that were moving up. Because Renaud was playing more at the end of the year than he was even at the beginning of the year.
The reason Renaud was playing more at the end of the year is because LT wasn't playing because he was having blood clot issues.
I'm not arguing that Renaud is a superstar player. I'm just telling you, I'd rather have a guy on my roster that has played.
I'd rather have a guy that wants to be here, whether that's a redshirt freshman that has no playing time than a 4th-year guy that don't want to be here. Just like Washington is having to deal with a quarterback that don't want to be there, wanted to leave, but because he's stuck there, that's who you got. I'd rather have a guy that wants to be wearing crimson. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Tell me what guy wants to be wearing crimson right now. Tell me.
Obviously, the guys that are coming in the portal and the guys that are staying.
They just don't want to be where they're at. You can't tell me just because the guy comes here, he wants to be here. Isaiah Horton is gone.
Didn't want to be here.
He didn't. But last year you would have said he wanted to be here.
Yeah, he did want to be here last year.
You can look at a guy. You can look at a guy like Bray Hubbard. I know two guys that want to be here. That's Ryan Williams. And Bray Hubbard. I know for a fact those two guys want to be here. And even if Ryan Williams were to leave after next year, I wouldn't blame him if he has another year where they use him like this. But Ryan Williams could, no matter how bad we used him or how we used him, Ryan Williams could be in the portal right now getting paid.
Millions.
Yeah.
Right? But he chose to stay here because I think he wants to be here. The other guy, Bray Hubbard, wants to be here. These guys that's coming in now, I don't know if they want to be here or if they just got paid to come here. And if they don't get on the field, will they be?
They might leave. They 100% might leave. But we're talking about 11, 12 guys out of the portal. Everybody on Alabama's team had the opportunity to enter the portal and leave.
Xavier, how long has Renaud been here?
3 years.
So you're telling me that you believe a guy who took money to come here wants to be here more than a guy that spent 3 years here?
Obviously, if that guy left, well, Jordan Renaud, LT Overton graduates, Keon Keeley enters the portal. Jordan Renaud has the absolute opportunity to be the guy at the bandit position.
But what if he went to them and said, "Hey guys, I've been here for a while. How about paying me a little bit more to stay here than you are the guy that you're bringing from somewhere else?" And they say no.
That means he would have been here for the money, not because he wanted to be here.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. If I'm working at my company. If I'm working at my company and I've busted my butt as an employee for 3 years, and I see you go out and get a guy who doesn't have any more experience, Simeon, than I do, right?
Right.
Doesn't have any more experience than I do, doesn't have any more stats than I do, don't know the system as well as I do, and you pay him to come in, and then you tell me, sorry?
Bye.
Xavier, I played at Alabama. Mm-hmm. I loved Alabama, but I probably would have left Alabama between my sophomore and junior year. I loved Alabama, but I wasn't. My playing time was going in the wrong direction, and I had to listen to the media talk about how bad Alabama was at fullback when Kevin Turner graduated and all of that stuff. Different era. I could have left and set out, but would I have taken that? Or would I have gone somewhere that ran an option style play where I didn't have to worry about blocking and could just be the dog running it like Jerome Bettis did? I'm not saying I'm Jerome Bettis, but I was as good a running back as Jerome Bettis in college at the fullback position. I just didn't get the touches like he did. I didn't get option plays. I was having to run it on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 when everybody knew I was going to get the ball. And I still averaged on 3rd and 4th down, I averaged over 4 yards a carry. On 1st and 2nd, I averaged over 7. My point I'm trying to tell you is you can't just judge these guys because of the money and all that. When people say that, I'm just telling you, tell me what you're thinking. You sitting here listening to your dad and your brother argue.
I mean, it's not like I haven't heard this before, but no, y'all are just two passionate people coming at it from two different perspectives.
And that's what I tried to do. I posted something. On my Facebook, Simeon. I posted it on my Facebook, and it said that until you see the whole story, it tells a different story. And it shows this guy. It shows a car coming up an alley. It shows a guy taking off running. It shows like he's running toward this guy, and it looks like he's avoiding this guy, and then they back out. Actually, he took off running, not because the car was coming, not to avoid the other guy, but because something was about to fall on somebody in the front. When you see the whole story, it tells a different story. And that's what I'm saying about you can't just look at a sack number and say a guy's not productive. You can't just look at like Xavier, there's a lot of people who say Wilkin Formby wasn't a good offensive lineman. He'd be our best offensive lineman if he was back. So would you rather have your best offensive lineman back or a guy who has great potential?
I would want the best guy back because even and Wilkin has had his struggles through his career, but you've seen him be dominant in a game before. You've seen him be the number one guy on this offensive line before when you talk about grading out and things of that nature.
Hey, here's the question, Simeon, and we'll go to break. Simeon, is James Smith our best defensive lineman? Returning defensive lineman.
Would he have been?
No.
Who would be better?
Wait.
Is he the best?
Is Deontay Pierre not a defensive lineman? Is he not a defensive end?
He's separate.
You don't count okay, well then yeah, probably.
Is Keon Keeley our best?
He would have been
second best.
Right? Those two would have been the guys you're looking forward to having a good season this upcoming.
Yeah,
so I feel a lot better about the portal. I feel so much better about the portal if James Smith and Keon Keeley were still here. With the additions that Alabama has, I feel so much better.
London Simmons.
Well, he better have a Quentin Williams season, just like you said, Xavier.
He probably will.
This is his Quentin Williams season.
But if the James Smith replacement doesn't require two guys to block him, and you can say what you want, Smith you game planned around making sure you had him blocked. If the next guy you don't have to, then London isn't the same player. Remove London Simmons, remove Mount Cody. In the Alabama, great linebackers aren't the same guys. I don't I think that our linebackers played better this year because our front defensive line was able to get more pressure, not sacks. Go back and see if James Smith got pressure up the middle and prevented the quarterback from stepping up a lot of times. So,
Ha would have stayed at Alabama because he played early.
Not necessarily.
and he might have had to have been on the field immediately if Ha played early, but he also might have been on the field even early if you're talking NIL era.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, I just think you have to be careful when somebody on your staff, somebody in your organization
says that
publicly starts dogging guys.
Yeah.
Brendan Mass asked the question, why are so many guys leaving? Maybe they're telling them to go. I don't know. But there's I mean, it's just anyway. I think that Alabama is extremely young. Extremely young. I'm going to try to find a post that I saw that listed out our roster and the age of our players.
Yeah, because if you also realize two of our veteran guys on offense are a year younger than what they should be.
Yeah, I mean, this is we're
everybody forgets Austin Mack is going to be a redshirt junior, but he's only going to be 20.
Watch this, guys. I'm gonna try to find those numbers. And hey, welcome into the show. We don't know. I don't know where we're gonna go today. We'll figure it out. We had an intense moment, but here's the thing I want you to think about, Xavier and Simeon. I'm not sure Alabama is much older than a junior college team.
Oh, I don't think we are.
Let that sink in. Why? Because a lot of these guys out here, our third, fourth, and fifth year guys are playing somewhere else. And that matters. I don't care about your production only. Because I think if I develop you, I think if you give me a third year, you're going to be better. I think if you give me the fourth year, you're going to be better. I think if you give me the fifth year, you're going to be better. I don't want to just look at what you did last year.
There's only 5 Saban guys
I'll tell you
left.
this, X. I did not play my freshman year and got redshirted. You know what the conversation with the coach was? You're ready to play right now. And you could play. The only reason you won't play is because the guys in front of you are older than you, not better than you. That's what I was told as a true freshman. So if you had judged me off of a red shirt, well, Martin got redshirted because he wasn't ready to play.
Not counting red shirts.
Huh?
No, we need to go to break.
We'll be back on the other side.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you on your wonderful Hump Day Wednesday. We're moving a little on the slower side, however, on 15th Street. Got an accident here on the westbound lane at 10th Avenue. Now, this actually, it's not causing a huge to-do on 15th itself. I do see where 10th Avenue is slowing down just a skosh. Otherwise, it's all wide open on 2059 from McFarland to Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
Weather brought to you by Tidwell Chiropractic, the only third-generation chiropractor with over 28 years experience in Tuscaloosa. Call Tidwell Chiropractic at 752-7503.
At Townsend Nissan, we bring the value. Drive the 2026 Sentra for just $279 a month, one of the lowest payments in Alabama. And the Rogue and Pathfinder both come with 0% APR and a $5,000 off. Every new Nissan includes our lifetime powertrain warranty and 3 years of free oil changes when you mention Steve and DC. Townsend Nissan, your family in the car business.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Chow's Country Buffet in Tuscaloosa, where country favorites meet an Asian twist. Enjoy all-you-can-eat whole fried catfish, pot roast, fried chicken, and more served all day, plus crab claws every night for dinner. From seafood to country classics to Chinese favorites, you'll leave full and satisfied every time, all for one simple price. Want it to go? They've got takeout too. Call 205-399-2024 or visit Chow's Country Buffet in Tuscaloosa, because filling your stomach shouldn't empty your wallet.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you on your wonderful Hump Day Wednesday. We're moving a little on the slower side, however, on 15th Street. Got an accident here on the westbound lanes at 10th Avenue. Now, this actually, it's not causing a huge to-do on 15th itself. I do see where 10th Avenue is slowing down just a skosh. Otherwise, it's all wide open on 2059 from McFarland to Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent sin, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Hey guys, are you ready to take control of your health, energy, and performance? Primetime Men's Health Clinic is ready to help. Their clinic is built around the idea that men deserve better care, private and tailored to their lives. So if you're experiencing low testosterone, weight gain, hair loss, ED, or just want to perform like you did in your 20s, go to primetimemensclinic.com and change your life. That's right, guys. Change your life by going to primetimemensclinic.com.
This Valentine's Day at Pearl River Resort. Join Grammy-nominated stars Jamie O'Neal and Ty Herndon for one unforgettable night live at the Silver Star Convention Center, February 14th. Bring your sweetheart or make it a night out with friends. Just don't miss the hits and the heart live on stage. Tickets on sale now at PearlRiverResort.com.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with the lifetime subscription for 65% off. Just go to Babbel.com and start today. Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And because Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember, you'll be talking like a local in time for takeoff. Dive into the world of language learning content with Babbel's videos, podcasts, and stories from around the world, full of culture bites and language learning tips. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. But don't wait. This offer ends January 15th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Mostly cloudy today, the chance of some scattered light rain, the high 52. For tonight, clearing, breezy, and much colder, the low 23. Tomorrow, cold and dry, mostly sunny, the high 38. Friday, increasingly cloudy with a high at 51. I'm James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network on Tide 100.9. It's 47 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports, Xavier Houston.
All righty, welcome back in to the program. It is the Martin Houston Show with Martin, Xavier, and Simeon. Hey guys, listen, y'all know what makes this show so much fun? This is the way we talk around the house. We just let y'all join in on our conversation. So it is interesting conversation. Really quick, I'll wrap that session up. You know, a lot of people saying Alabama doesn't have the money. Alabama had the 10th, according to a post from the Bama Standard on X. Alabama was the 10th team as far as salary. Alabama paid $20.9 million for their college roster last year. Okay, their college roster. Guess who was number 9? Indiana. That was last year. I guarantee they're paying more this year. And I'm going from bottom to top. 10 was Alabama, then Indiana, then Georgia, then Ole Miss, then Oklahoma, then Miami. Top 4 teams: Oregon, Texas Tech, Ohio State, and Texas A&M. If you look at this, Alabama overachieved.
Yeah.
Based on roster. I mean, Indiana way overachieving. But, you know, Miami was the 5th highest, and they're in the finals. If you Texas A&M, if you're Texas A&M, you're hot. Ohio State, you're disappointed. Texas Tech, you're just mad, right?
But they spent 34 million. It's not like it's a close difference between
Texas A&M was 34, almost 34.5 million. Wow.
And I'm telling you, hopefully he will get the opportunity, because I said it on Monday, and I think I said it on the Houston Huddle. He is saying, do I think Alabama has money to spend? I do. But you know who I think they're spending their money on?
Select guys.
Select guys in high school.
Right.
For some
because reason. I think they feel like developing guys from freshman year. Now we can all argue if that's the right plan or if that's the wrong plan, but that seems to be this coaching staff's plan.
We will find out if their plan works next year. If nobody leaves after next year, then they have a model that can build for the future. Because that will be their third class that they fully recruited and signed. This is their third class that they've signed, but they didn't recruit them. Okay.
Right.
The question is, will next year be good enough that the pressure doesn't mount, that there has to be severe changes? Right. And once severe changes happen, anything can happen to your program. You know, so
you could, if there's not a crazy change, or if it's not because, hey, Kane Womack gets offered a head coaching job somewhere. If it's not that type of change, but it's this is a bad season, we got to clean house, then anything can fall apart, because you'll see guys leave. Kane Womack will get another job somewhere, and you'll see guys leave to go there.
All right, Pat, you've been patient. You've been listening to the family squabble. What's on your mind, sir?
Great radio, guys. That hey, just wanted to talk about. Hey, how about Martin? Tell us about the stats from this Caleb Smith guy we're getting from Washington, the 6'5" defensive lineman from Birmingham. I think there is none.
Right. That's
he redshirted this past year.
I was making a joke. I was showing Martin he was right.
He's right on the production, 100%. But once again, I think this coaching staff wants young guys. Look at who we've gotten out of the portal.
Yeah. Yeah, Pat, I think there's a major concern with the age. Pat, you have anything else, man? I'm sorry.
No, man, I just wanted to talk about Caleb Smith.
Yeah,
I've been listening to you, Martin. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. I think the positive about Caleb Smith is he grew up the road, and he's coming back home. And maybe he would have came here out of high school if he had been offered. I don't know that. So I'm okay with that. And he looks like a development project. He kind of replaced. He's the body size of Keeley when he came. Probably somewhere in that range, right?
He's
maybe a little bit bigger.
He's closer to LT. Keeley was 240. This kid's 270.
Oh, he's bigger than
265, 270.
Well, he's bigger than Keeley then.
Yeah.
I thought he was about the same size. But look at this. This is from Gary Harris, and I know it's kind of hard to see. So you can go back. But guys, look at this This crazy. Now I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna call out the names on an entire roster of guys who are in their 4th year or longer. Austin Mack,
Danny Lewis.
I'm going down the roster. Kedrick Bingsley Jones, 7th year guy.
Fatoa Henry.
Edric
Caleb Woodson.
Xavier. That's it. No,
Keon Samuel, Bray Hubbard.
Brace.
And Xavier. No, you're right.
And Adam Watford.
And Connor Talty.
And Ethan Snap. We have almost as many 4th and 5th year guys in the kicking room as we do our entire roster. That's what's concerning for me. We can't sit here and say Indiana is dominant because they have 22 to 25-year-olds and then turn around in the same breath and try to say that we're going to be good with a bunch of 18 to 20-year-olds. And so we have to get the break, but I mean, we're going to have to pick it up. But closing thoughts really quick, guys.
Alabama, either this year is a developmental year and the staff understands that, or this year could be very disappointing to a lot of Alabama fans.
Yeah. Hey, Chase, just combine. Chase, don't go to break. Just combine the breaks, and then at 6:50 we'll call Scotty. Go ahead, guys. We got a couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think I told y'all this off air. I think this is going to be a developmental year for Alabama. Can we withstand a developmental year? That is the question. And I think Alabama fans have to be realistic about what 2026 brings, especially once again, if we're going to go young. If we're going to go young, that's what comes with being young.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
no, absolutely.
And like I said, man, I just look at it and say they're picking and choosing who they think, and they know more than we do. And to me, it seems like they think that they can replace Renault. Remember, for me, I have to remember this, and for all of us, guys, there's a lot of guys in the portal who have not landed anywhere. And I'm talking about production in the portal. But I think we also need to take some of Womack's approach, not Womack, Signetti's approach, and see if there's some guys that developed after they graduated high school. Find you some of these guys who were not necessarily the best guys coming out. They were a 2 or 3 star, but they were a late bloomer.
Kenton Jaredell from South Alabama.
And that may be the case.
Hometowns. I mean, started at all 5 positions, so can give you service.
And we saw him play, and he would, to me, on the field, I don't think that there was this huge difference between what I saw out of Kenton than what I saw out of Sanders. Wilkin. I mean, he was just a smaller guy. If he'd been bigger, he'd been taller. If he had 2 more inches, he'd have been a 4 or 5 star, right?
Yeah.
If he'd been 2 inches taller, he would have been Will Sanders.
Yeah. And so that's the type of guys I think that they need to go see. So,
and people, Alabama only has 75 guys on scholarship right now. That's including the freshmen coming in. So Bama has room to add guys to continue to grow and get the experience, even if these guys aren't necessarily day one starters.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, guys. We're gonna, y'all can hang around if you need to drop off, but we're gonna transition into the Harvest Church Christian Moment of the Week with Scotty Hollins. We're running a little tight. We got about 4 minutes here. Good morning, Scotty. Welcome into the program.
Good morning, Martin. Always just love joining you on Wednesday mornings. And hey, man, we're going to start a new series. And guess what, Martin? I have loved our I hope our audiences loved our series, Unlikely Heroes, because they are the unlikely heroes I'm speaking to, even though I'm speaking about unlikely heroes in the Bible to give them an example. So we're going to come back to that one. But, you know, at the beginning of the new year, I always like to hit something that really helps us to build that foundation, man. I really believe that. And just it's a good time to refocus and to say, all right, let's make sure that we build a firm foundation. We focus on the habits, or we focus on developing the habits that will all year long develop us, right? So the series we're going to talk about here for the next 6 to 8 weeks is just first things first, right? And so today I will read a passage, and this will be kind of our theme passage for our series, First Things First. And it's Luke 10:38-42, and I know I'm kind of on a tight schedule, so I'm going to run through it and make a few quick points. Luke 10:38-42, it says, as Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he said. You see that? Mary's listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. So she came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister, she turned on her sister, Martin. Hey, I have some siblings that told on me, hey, mama. She says, she came to Jesus and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me, listen, to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me. And then Jesus says to her, Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. I think this is a really good passage. You want to know why, Martin? Because Martha's focused on doing some really good stuff. The version I have in my Bible, this is the NIV. I think I have the English Standard Version. It says, Martha was worried and distracted about much serving. Like, how can you be distracted about serving? The point is, that's a really good thing, but the emphasis of this passage, the focus is there's something even better than serving. And it's spending time with the Lord, right? And so I think we can be busy doing really good things, and those things are good, as long as they don't keep us from doing what's most important, first things first. And so I want to encourage our audience, and guess what, audience? This is always for me first before it's for you. So I want to encourage me to make sure I keep first things first and make sure that I spend time with the Lord, and that becomes the main thing and the priority.
Absolutely. And, last week, sometimes you say stuff and you go, ooh, that was not me. I don't know where that came from. That was straight from the Holy Spirit. Yeah. And last week, I was preaching about praising God in this new year and being grateful and spending more time with him, that we don't need to ask him to come. We just need to make more room for him, and praise does that. And I said, and this is what I didn't realize I said to someone, pointed it out, said it convicted them. I said, we're the temple of God. And so the question I have is, does he have a house or does he have a home? And and so that'll preach, even though I didn't realize I said it afterwards. But it was, and that's what you're talking about, creating a home in your life for Christ, not just a house where he sleeps.
Absolutely.
Goes out, but that he takes up residence. Tell them where they can find you, Scotty.
Absolutely. You can go to www.blueprinttuscaloosa.com. Send me a message there. Come straight to my email.
Hey, that's Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministries. If you're looking for somebody to come in and minister, he's a great option. Support him. That's Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministries. I'm Martin Houston. Earlier, we had Xavier Houston on. We had a little battle royale, Simeon Houston. We're all doing this together. It's the Martin Houston Show with Martin, Xavier, and Simeon. And remember, it's the Sound of Bama Sports. Your show, your team. Trust in the Lord always. Lean not your own understanding in all your ways, and all him, and he will direct the path. Go Tide, everybody.
Let's celebrate. Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.